Welcome to Presents. I'm your host, Sky McGeehee. We are joined this week by Dr. Leslie Durham, who is serving as the Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences. Dean Durham assumed her current position in 2018, but still teaches courses for the Theater Arts Department. Please join me in welcoming Dean Durham. It's a pleasure to have you on.
Thank you for having me today, Sky.
So what about Boise State appeals to you the most?
Oh, I love Boise State. It was my first job after graduate school, and it has been such a great place to grow up for me professionally. Boise State, I think, is really good about letting people pursue new ideas and giving them a chance to grow and advance in their careers. And so I've been really grateful to the university for those opportunities.
Yeah, it's a great place to grow. It's the whole innovation thing.
Yes, absolutely.
So how did you become involved in administration, or more specifically as your current role as Dean?
Sure. So I was a faculty member in the Department of Theater, as you mentioned, for several years. And while I loved my work inside theater, I also really enjoyed being able to connect to people in other departments as well.
Right.
So I got some experience serving on lots of committees and saw how great the work of the college was overall. So first, when there was an opportunity to apply to be Associate Dean, I did, and was lucky to be selected and served in that role for several years. And then after Dr. Custer retired, there was a lot of movement of administrators. And so when Dr. Rourke became interim provost, I was invited to step into the role of interim dean.
Okay. Yeah, there was probably a lot of things shifting when Custer left.
Yes, big transition that's still going on,
Right.
at least for the College of Arts and Sciences.
So I know your focus recently has been on restructuring the College of Arts and Sciences.
Yes.
Can you give me some more specifics as to what you'd like to change or improve?
Sure. I think we do excellent work in the College of Arts and Sciences. I'm really proud of my colleagues as faculty. I'm proud of our students, but I'd like to be able to attract even more students to the College of Arts and Sciences.
Right.
To really help them understand how vital the education is that we offer. I think that's important today. I also think interdisciplinary research collaborations can be really important for helping to address some of the big questions of our time. So I'd like to achieve that through our restructure effort. And then I really want the community to see what important partners people at the university can be. And so that would be the kind of the third dimension of what I'm hoping new schools might do.
Kind of try to teach people to work together across disciplines.
Teach them to work together across disciplines and show how their expertise can be applied out in the world to do really good things.
Right. Are there any major issues within the college that they're kind of prioritizing over others?
Sure. Helping to articulate our purpose, to attract more students. That's one of the things that I'm interested in doing, continuing to advance the great work that faculty are doing in terms of research. I also feel really committed to trying to create a kind of environment where everybody feels safe. And so one of the things I've started this year with the help of Associate Dean Kathleen Keyes and Kenna Cox in the College of Arts and Sciences office and a team of faculty, staff, and students is an inclusive community board that I hope will be able to articulate our values in terms of inclusivity and to start some new programming to help with that goal.
Right. I read that inclusivity and diversity was big on your Boise State page.
Yes.
So obviously funding and budget cuts can hamper schools' abilities to make changes as they see fit. Do you have a plan to keep this up so the college can perform at the same level that it has been?
Yes, the budget cuts are difficult. I would say the College of Arts and Sciences is a very lean organization overall. We managed to do a lot with a little already. So even a relatively small budget cut still has impact on people and programs. And so I'm trying really hard to think about what the values of the college are, to ask the other leaders in the college to think about their values at the department level, at the program level, and to do what they can to maintain those things in the face of budget cuts, which I know is a real challenge. But I also think we're lucky compared to some of the other institutions nationwide and even in our state in terms of the pressures that we're facing. So it's going to be hard, but it's something that I think we can do together and come through in good shape.
Do you feel like this impacts the College of Arts and Sciences more than, say, the College of Business and Economics?
The budget cut, not necessarily.
Okay.
I think we still don't know exactly how that's going to roll out. So it is possible that different units might have different things asked of them. The new budget model, called Bronco Budget 2.0, arguably does affect the College of Arts and Sciences differently. Our budget has to do with the number of student credit hours we produce, along with the number of majors and graduates. And some of our programs are well suited to large numbers in a classroom, but some of them just aren't.
Right.
And so that part is challenging. You're just not going to put 50 students in a viola studio, for example,
right,
and have it function the way it should.
Right.
So for sure there are some challenges. And also when it comes to graduate education is expensive, but it is so tremendously valuable to the university, to the community, to the economy, that it's something we have to figure out how to protect, even in the face of budget cuts.
So personally, one of my favorite things about this college is the sense of community I feel within my department, especially among my peers. Do you feel this is something we can continue to uphold as the university grows, which is kind of leading into my last question?
I think so, definitely. That's certainly something that I've loved about theater since the time I was an undergraduate.
Right.
One of the reasons why I moved towards theater, I also had an undergraduate English major, but the community within theater was so important to me. Mm-hmm. I think it's important to faculty and students. And I think we can continue to maintain a strong sense of community. I think it's inherent in many of the disciplines in the College of Arts and Sciences. So I feel pretty confident that that can be a good thing that will sustain.
Definitely. So studies show that less than 1 in 20 degrees are in fields typically associated with liberal arts. What plans are you making to encourage students to enroll in humanities-based programs?
I would say the school structure conversation, these new subunits that we're looking to create within the College of Arts and Sciences can be really important in helping with that. That interdisciplinarity brings people in the sciences and the humanities and the arts and the social sciences together in really intriguing ways. And I think if students can see the variety of ways that the skills they're learning are applicable and can translate into other contexts, that'll help. I also think it's important, I like to remind people that the liberal arts also include the sciences, that sometimes people think of it as being arts and humanities. But really, STEM and liberal arts are not opposite things. Science and math are part of the liberal arts, and so I think if people shift their thinking a little bit in that way, that helps as well.
So do you feel that the dropping of enrollment rates at liberal arts colleges throughout the nation has anything to do with the term liberal and what it has kind of come to mean in modern society?
I think that's an excellent question, right? That people don't think back to the roots of the term, right? That it's really about the notion of freedom, the kind of skills that you need to be a free person, how you free your mind, and I think those things are things that people across the political spectrum value. So the liberal arts is not for one kind of political constituency, but in terms of regular usage of the word liberal, I absolutely take your point that it might confuse people sometimes.
Just lead people astray.
And not see the breadth of the possibility that is there.
Which is so silly because it's like that has nothing to do with
it. No matter what you believe or what you think, there's a place for you in the liberal arts and in a College of Arts and Sciences.
Or anywhere. What do you feel sets the College of Arts and Sciences apart from other colleges on campus?
Yeah, I think there's several things. One thing that I'm really proud of is the breadth of what we do across the academic spectrum. We are, I think, the biggest player in terms of the liberal arts core in terms of general education. Our colleagues across the university participate, but we're the only college that offers coursework in all of the foundational areas. Then we offer a variety of great undergraduate majors, and we participate in master's programs and PhD programs. So the breadth of what we do is one thing. Another thing that I think distinguishes us is just our variety. There is so much in the College of Arts and Sciences. Arts, humanities, social sciences, natural sciences, and that variety and the interesting ways that we can come together at our intersections, I think does set us apart.
So that kind of leads into my next question. In your own words, how do you define liberal arts?
I think liberal arts are the skills, the disciplines that give a student the freedom to move. So to take back up that idea of freedom, to move through their course of study, whatever it might be, to move into a first job, and to move into a lifetime of meaningful work. I also like the sense of movement in terms of moving people, that they're the skills that can help move hearts and minds, the things that you're passionate about. And so I think the liberal arts do all those things.
Do you feel that modern day liberal arts colleges have strayed away from the original 7 liberal arts?
I think they've changed, certainly. As the world has changed, our disciplines have shifted a bit. But the idea that there's an interplay among these basic skills and ways of thinking that can set you up to do all kinds of important work, I think that part, I think we sustain that.
Do you think that that has like a larger impact on society as a whole?
Absolutely. I think what the liberal arts give a student and really give a person throughout her lifetime are the things that you need to be a good member of society, that you know how to think critically, you know how to ask the right questions, you know how to engage, you know how to do the things that matter to you. And so I don't see any set of skills that is more vital than what the liberal arts provide.
So what do you love about the liberal arts then, or more specifically about theater arts and history?
Oh, okay. Oh, it's so many things in that question. No, I love that question. I love stories. I think stories are a really important way of processing the world. I think we learn a lot through the characters that we encounter, whether they're on stage or in a book. They give us an opportunity to try on different experiences really safely. They give us a chance to think about somebody else's point of view who might be so different from ourselves. And they just allow you to keep growing imaginatively, intellectually. So I love the story part of theater and of the liberal arts. And I love being told stories, and I love creating stories.
Same, I would say.
It goes with what you're studying too.
So yeah. So what made you choose to pursue a career in this field?
In theater in particular. I was an English major first, and I added a theater major second. And it was a Shakespeare class, actually, when I was an undergraduate, that I really didn't do theater in high school. I did journalism and student government. But I took this Shakespeare class, and the professor talked about that if you really wanted to understand what was happening in Shakespeare's plays, which I loved, that you really needed to go over to the theater and see what they did with the plays, because you didn't get the full experience on the page. And he had this phrase that I still remember all these years later, that theater is the word incarnate. And that was just really evocative for me and got my imagination going. And I don't expect that he had in mind that I'd go over to the theater and never leave and get a PhD and teach it, but that's what I ended up doing. Yeah, I guess I take things pretty seriously when I hear a suggestion.
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that is all the time we have today. Thank you again to Dean Durham for coming onto the show. I'm your host, Sky McGeehee, and this has been Presents.